What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Let's Talk Tottenham. And today, this video is going to be a review of the season. Now, my last video looked at the highlights of the season, looked at the best goal, the best save, some of my favorite moment of the season, and you can watch that video here. But this video is going to look at the season as a whole, like an overview. And so what I want to know is your thoughts too, though. I would like to hear from you in the comments. You can let me know, do you think I'm just an idiot from the United States? I don't really know what I'm talking about. Or do you think I might be onto something here? And yeah, so let me know in the comments or get at me on Twitter. It's just Let's Talk THFC with an underscore in between there. And I'd love to hear from you and have a conversation about this. So let's first take a look at the table, right? So we know where we're at. We're in 6th place, and you look at Liverpool, obviously by far and away the best team in the league. And then you have Manchester City, and then I would say you have the rest of the kind of top teams and the middle of the pack and all that stuff too. And so when you look at this, you know, we are 6th. We have 59 points. And you look at the kind of end of the season form for us, certainly looks better than maybe Leicester or even Chelsea with their couple losses in there. But yeah, not the place that you wanted to end your season. And so what I want to do is just kind of take a look at the season overall and the performance chart here. This is where we let go of Mauricio, and Jose stepped in for the rest of the season here. And I think that's actually very important for us to consider. And this might be an opinion that not everybody agrees with, but I think that Levy saved Spurs. And I really do think that. I think that without Daniel Levy stepping in and making a decision that I certainly wouldn't have made, and I don't know if anybody else would have made, Spurs would have been in a much worse place. And so here's why I think that. I'm actually going to go all the way back to the season before. And so this is our performance chart from the previous season. And this is another thing to take a look at. Manchester City had 98 points in the 2018-19 season. Liverpool has 99 points in this season. The season before that, Manchester City had 100 points. We're looking at 3 seasons in a row right now where it takes nearly 100 points to win the league. That is incredible. That is certainly different from like the 85 to 90 points that it was taking before that. So anyway, kind of a side note, but here's why I think Levy saved our season. So this is our season 2018-19. And the thing we remember about the season is that we went to the Champions League final and lost to Liverpool. And I remember that game. I was watching with some friends. Most of them were Liverpool fans. But I remember watching that game and being so frustrated by the penalty that was given on Sissoko. I thought that was a bunch of crap. And it really, changed the tenor of the rest of the game. And I was frustrated. And there was so many questions. You could see the devastation, I would say. But the devastation that losing the Champions League caused was in the middle of a catastrophe. And the reason why I say that is take a look at you look at this season at the beginning and it looks like Spurs. I mean, I remember we hadn't drawn a game and I thought we were going to be the undrawables by going the whole season without a draw. But you get to week 25 and that's the end. I don't know if that was the end of Pochettino. I don't know if that was the end of Christian Eriksen. I don't know who that was the end of, but it was definitely the beginning of the end of Spurs. And we only won 1 game from week 27 to the end of the season. So from literally February 23rd of 2019 till the end of the season, and then you go to this season, to game 12, when we drew with Sheffield, and it was after that Levy fired Pochettino, we had a whopping 4 wins. 4 wins. And I remember, dude, it was hard to watch Spurs. it was just hard to watch. At the end of the season last season, I know we went to the Champions League final, and there was so much thrill and excitement from that. But the reality was, watching us play in the Premier League was awful. It wasn't fun, and we weren't doing well. And so when I take a look at this kind of together, that's my opinion. I really feel like Levy did what none of us would have been able to do. And it was captured in that All or Nothing clip, which I'm so excited to see that, where he basically says, we made this decision about a coach, and we'll see how it pans out. And I really feel like that we're already starting to see some dividends from that. And I love Pochettino. I really do hope he comes back. And all the things that he's said since then, about wanting to finish what he started and the project and everything like that, those are just, you can't not love that guy. But the reality is, the work from February until November, the Champions League run really was just kind of like a fresh coat of paint on what was crumbling on the inside. And so I wanted to take a look at that and just say, that was certainly not normal Pochettino. That was not normal Spurs for that little stretch of 2019. And so, we lost Mauricio Pochettino. He left the club. And I was shocked by that. I was not expecting, I at the time, I'll be honest, I was like frustrated with the players. But I was also frustrated with Poch, because he had said some things about, if they won the Champions League, maybe he'd be done. And I just didn't feel like he was given a good vision after the Champions League, and not casting that vision for the team, that there was something to galvanize around, and for everyone to fight for and fight together, and to bring players into the club and things like that. And so Mauricio left, and I'll never forget this tweet by Jesus Perez. Just, it's heartbreaking to see this picture of like he's let go, and he's leaving so fast, that he's just writing this message on the whiteboard. Big thanks to you all. We can't to say goodbye. You will always be in our hearts. And just his signature. And it still kind of makes me emotional, man. I love that guy and his heart for the team. And when they went the very next day and hired Jose Mourhino, man, I don't know who my choice would have been, especially on a 24 hours notice. I wouldn't have said Jose Mourhino as my first choice. Granted, he's won a ton of things. Nobody wanted him. He was a pundit for a while. It made me, kind of nervous. Is he kind of past his prime? Like, what are we doing? I think his wages are like double what Pochettino was making, and there was a lot of concern from me. And I still have some concerns, but when I look back at this kind of form from, what we were doing this year until he was brought in, and where we were, just loss, draw, loss, a win, loss, draw. It kind of puts Jose's celebration of the Europa League, or qualification for the Europa League, in perspective. This was from February through November, mid-table, potentially lower mid-table, even relegation scare side. And that was with all of the talent that we had. I just don't know if it was Poch, the players. I think it was a combination. Like I said, I give credit to Daniel Levy for doing what we couldn't do. I couldn't have done. So Jose's appointed, and then I remember him saying, if we could just skip to, I believe it was July, then I'd have all my players back. We could get started, and in comes the coronavirus pandemic, and all of the fixtures get postponed, and I didn't know how the season was going to end. I was concerned a little bit that if they just did the table as it stood, that we were going to be in trouble. And I'm glad they were able to finish it out, and pretty amazing that they were able to finish it out with only a few positive tests early on, and by the end they had no positive tests at all. So kudos to them. I thought that was great. And yeah, then Project Restart begins. And Spurs did pretty well for the restart. We start to look here, and our first game back was against Manchester United. Huge game. And yeah, you just think, how's this going to go? And the restart, kind of was okay. And then this just really embarrassing loss to Sheffield. And I don't know if you remember, but it was after that embarrassing loss to Sheffield that we were playing against Everton, and Lloris had that fight with Sonny on the way to the tunnel. And they, hugged and made up afterwards, both coming back into the second half and then also at the end of the game. But there's two things that I noticed at the end of the season that I can't remember seeing under Pochettino. And those two things are our captains not taking crap anymore. And first, you're seeing it in terms of Lloris and kind of his leadership on the field. But I would also say you started to see it in even how Harry Kane has been tweeting and communicating and interviewing, talking about we did not reach our goals. No sugarcoat. Like, the goal was not to miss out on the Champions League. And I appreciate him saying that. It's a little nerve-wracking when you've got like one of the best goal scorers in the world making his frustrations known. But I think him holding people's feet to the fire, Hugo holding people's feet to the fire, and Jose is, if you heard the little excerpt of what he hopes that the team is going to be, a bunch of not stupid but smart men. I really hope that kind of a mentality really starts to grow, and there's just accountability to what's going on the field and hopefully off the field too. So, and I just want to recognize again, Harry freaking Kane. This guy is a gem, and it is a gift to be watching this, this Spurs team at this time with this player. Obviously, he's one of our own, but the goals that he's able to score, some of these stats here that they've listed, is for first career goal, first goal for Spurs. But this is the big one here. Has scored 20 plus in 6 consecutive seasons. I'm not worried about him scoring goals under Jose. Now, you can watch the videos, and I was like, man, if we're playing this kind of style, and to be honest, at first I didn't know if Spurs was going to be able to adapt to what Jose was asking them to do with the players that we had. But as we started to get towards the end of the season, again, it's not really Spurs' way. I think that's what makes it hard to watch Jose's sides, giving up all that possession, but still winning, against Leicester and others. We got to win. That's the most important thing. And I want to win the beautiful game in a beautiful way. Don't get me wrong. But where we're at in terms of fighting against the Man Cities and the Liverpools, even the Chelseas and the Man Uniteds at this point, I don't really care if it's ugly if we win those games. We need to get the points. And hopefully we will continue to grow as a team and be able to develop young players and good talent to play beautifully. But right now, it's important that we win. So I say all that because in my review, this is what I want to say. I am not worried. And I feel really good about that feeling. I am not worried that we're going to lose our good players. I feel like we've got all of our, real kind of spine and core tied down for 5-6 years, many of them. I'm not worried about us making poor additions. I feel like we've made some signings for the future in terms of like Sessegnon and Clark, and already they've made a signing like that. And I get those make sense. But in terms of like the big name signings, you might say like maybe Ndombele is like overspent. But I think we all know, at least all of us fans know, that guy's got so much talent. He just needs time to settle into London, to settle into the team, settle into the Premier League. And once he does, I think we're going to see an all-star for sure. And our vulnerabilities are really obvious. I watched Alistair Gould's video, and I agree with him. I think we need a right back, a defensive midfielder, another playmaker or attacking midfielder that is, when Lo Celso either is not able to carve it up, that there's someone there finding those passes and making a way for our wingers to get in there and for Harry to score goals. And then potentially a center back. I think our team has made it pretty clear. Japhet, Tanganga, and Eric Dyer, and Toby. 3 center back signings this year, or re-signings. And I think that makes it clear. So you wonder about Foyth and if they'll make another signing. But I'm not worried. I think the only thing I am worried about, if I'm honest, is our fan base looking like AFTV. That we're starting to look like Arsenal fan TV sometimes with talk or people getting scammed out of a plane flying over the game, Levy out, and all this stuff. It's like, you guys, pay attention to what is going on. We were crap. And no fun to watch. I didn't enjoy it. Maybe you did. Maybe someone did. But gosh, it was hard to watch. We had incredible moments in the Champions League, and I loved that. And we got so close, but didn't cross the finish line. And it just, like I said, it just put like a fresh coat of paint over crappy foundation. And so that's the only thing I'm worried about, is that Spurs fans are starting to look like morons. But here's my prediction. I want to make a prediction for next season. I feel like it's a bold ass prediction. And I feel like you always got to do that. You can't sell your own team short. And I want to be realistic, but also bold. And so as I look at the way we ended last season and headed into this season and where we landed, I think it was a job to end in 6th place for next season. Now, this is bold. My bold prediction is 3rd place in the table with 73 points. That's my bold prediction. In my head, I think we could be Champions League again next season. From what I'm seeing towards the end of this season, the way we fought, I think that we've got it in us to be Champions League next season again, which is where I think we should be. And then my other bold prediction is we're going to get silverware for the first time since 2008. That's maybe not the bold one. The bold one is I think we're going to get 2. I don't know if we'll get the FA and the Europa, or maybe we get the league and the FA, or some combination of 2. That's a bold prediction, but I really do feel like something's changing in Spurs. We make some good additions this summer, some smart additions, sewing up where our needs really are. And even just this mentality of letting guys like Skippy and Troy Parrott out on loan. I know Poch didn't used to do that. He wanted them really close so he could see them and stuff every day. And I think, letting these guys go out on loan, get those minutes in, and then bring them back. And when they're ready, they'll just kind of slot right in to a strong and hopefully very formidable team. So those are my bold predictions. I'm saying it. I think Levy saved our season. And do you agree with me? Let me know in the comments. Get at me on Twitter. I would love to know. Do you think it's Levy? Do you think it's Jose? Do you think it's the players? Who do you think it is that helped us get back to where we were? But that's where I'm at. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 25 subscribers. Also, leave a like if you like this video. Even if you disagree with me, but you like kind of the playfulness about it, leave a like. Or if you just totally hate this, hit the dislike button. It can't hurt me. I would love to just know what you're thinking and feeling. So it helps me make better videos as well in the future. So thanks again. And as ever, it was great talking with you.